Good evening, and thank you for joining us tonight for our Village of Alsip board meeting. Today's Monday, January 20th, 2025, and we'll call this meeting at 7:30 p.m. Can you call the roll, please?
Trustee Dalzell is absent. Trustee Juarez Mendoza is absent. Trustee McLaughlin. Here. Trustee Murphy.
Here.
Trustee Navas-Barza. Here. Trustee Parada.
Here.
Mayor Ryan.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Please join us for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everybody, for coming out on this extremely cold night. I think tomorrow's supposed to be worse. They said like possibly minus 20 or so. Great. We'll start our officers' reports. Let's start with the clerk this evening. Clerk Harding.
Thank you, Mayor. I have the approval of the January 6, 2025 board meeting minutes. Excuse me, and the presentation and approval of the January 13th, 2025 committee meeting minutes. And that is all I had, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Attorney's report, we have Mike Hankar with us. Mike?
No report, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Next, engineer's report, Jeff Agin.
Yep. Thank you, Mayor. For the manhole rehabilitation project, the contractor, Structure Solutions, they're working as weather allows. There's only so much they can do with the temperature.
Sure.
And then the same thing applies for the cleaning and televising of the storm and sanitary sewer project as well. Weather's been delaying them, and they're hoping to start relining the sewer in the Lombard area later this week and into next week, and then they should be done with that project.
As you said, depending on the weather and stuff yet too. It's too cold to work in this right now, and with the frost. Jeff, congratulations to your company. Great new digs. I was at the ribbon cutting for your new office over in South Holland. It's a very nice office that they have over there. You go mostly to Frankfurt, though, right, all the time? Or?
Correct.
Okay. Yeah. Very nice office they opened there.
Thank you.
Next, we have the public forum. Does anyone in the audience wish to address the board tonight? Nobody? Then we'll go on to our standing committee reports, starting with Finance and IT. Trustee McLaughlin.
Thank you, Mayor. First, I request for approval of a list of payroll dated January 10th, 2025, totaling $550,826.42. Next, I request for approval of a list of accounts payable dated January 20th of 2025. From the recap, General Fund, $228,656.17. Road and Bridge, $38,589.18. MFT, $41,342.04. Pulaski TIF, $3,736.14. Water and Sewer, $826,019.02. Sanitary Sewers, $13,450.27. Heritage Complexes, $190,953.97, for a grand total all funds of $1,342,746.79. And that is all I have under finance this evening, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Next, we have the Fire Committee report. Trustee Murphy.
Thank you, Mayor. I have a request for approval of the Fire Prevention Bureau December 2024 monthly activity report. Next, I have the approval of the National Fire Incident Reporting System December monthly activity report. And finally, I have the approval of the National Fire Incident Reporting System 2024 annual activity report. And that's all I have, Mayor.
Very good, thank you. Next, we'll go to the Police and Traffic Safety Committee.
Thank you, Mayor. First, I have a request for approval to purchase 3 patrol Dodge Durangos from Thomas Dodge in the amount of $124,155. These vehicles are budgeted for, and pricing is part of the Southwest Conference of Mayors contract. Next, I have a request for approval to outfit 3 patrol vehicles at a cost not to exceed $75,000. Equipment that is reusable will be reused. These costs include the new Axon fleet cameras, And finally, I have a request for approval of the December 2024 Police Department Monthly Activity Report. And that's all I have, Mayor.
Trustee, we did, and trustees, we did last Thursday morning, 10 o'clock, I gave the oath of office to our Nicole Byers, is our new sergeant in the police department yet, too. So,
Very good.
next we have the Public Work and Boat Launch Report Committee.
Thank you, Mayor. I have the request for approval of the Public Works Department December 2024 monthly activity report. And that's all I have, sir.
Okay, thank you. Next, the Sewer and Water Report, Trustee Navas-Esparza.
Thank you, Mayor. Excuse me. I have the request for the approval of the Water Department December 2024 monthly activity report. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Next, we have the Building and Health Report, Trustee Peretta.
Thank you, Mayor. No report this evening.
Okay. Thank you. Human Resource and Insurance, Trustee Murphy.
No report, Mayor.
Okay. Special Committee Reports, Economic Development, Trustee Navas-Esparza.
No report, Mayor.
Okay. Next, we have the Village Property Report, Trustee McLaughlin.
No report this evening, Mayor.
Okay. Thank you. Next, Ordinance and Legislation, Trustee Peretta.
Thank you, Mayor. No report this evening.
Okay. Thank you. Planning, Zoning, and Licenses Committee.
Thank you, Mayor. First, I have a request for approval of a list of licenses dated December 30th of 2024 through January 10th of 2025. And the next, I have a request for approval of an ordinance of the Village of Alsip granting a special use permit authorizing the storage and repair of motor vehicles for the property located at 5825 West 117th Place here in Alsip, Illinois. And that's all I have.
Thank you. Did anybody have any presentations, petitions, or communications they want to share? I'm going to have, at the end of every month, I meet with department heads all the time, but at the end of last Wednesday of every month, I meet with all the department heads. And we're going to start talking, although we do an appropriation budget that needs to be approved by July, but more importantly, we always want to have a great idea by at least May 1st and kind of where we're standing or where we're going with our budgets. So I will be speaking with the department heads to start working on their budgets. And if you would please, each department that you folks represent, if you would please start talking with them as far as what their needs are, what their priorities are going to be and stuff yet too. So we can start, the planning process always takes a while. And we got a couple of big target items that we have to purchase apparatus-wise, like we're going to get that new fire truck and a few other things. That's going to be covered under a bond that we're working on. We haven't initiated that yet, but please start talking with your department heads. I appreciate it. Did anyone want to remove anything from the consent agenda? Then can I get a motion to establish the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call number 1 to establish consent agenda. Trustee Dalzell is absent. Trustee Juarez Mendoza is absent. Trustee McLaughlin?
Yes.
Trustee Murphy?
Yes.
Trustee Navas-Esparza?
Yes.
Trustee Peretta?
Yes.
Motion carries to establish consent agenda.
Thank you. Can I get a motion then to approve the consent agenda as presented?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All right, item H, approval of an ordinance of the Village of Alsip granting a special use permit authorizing the storage and repair of motor vehicles for the property located at 5825 West 117th Place in Alsip, Illinois. It will now be known as Ordinance 2025-01-2. Roll call number 2 to approve consent agenda. Trustee Dalzell is absent. Trustee Juarez Mendoza is absent. Trustee McLaughlin?
Yes.
Trustee Murphy?
Yes.
Trustee Navas-Esparza?
Yes.
Trustee Peretta?
Yes.
Motion carries to approve consent agenda.
Okay, thank you. Anybody have any unfinished business they want to discuss? Any new business? None? All right. Can I get a motion then to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much. Again, I know it was a short meeting. Time now is 7:41. And thank you again for coming out this evening on this cold night. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you.